you know what? Being a mom, you can get a lot of tension, and then you can get a horrible headache, you know. So I do what it says on the aspirin bottle, because that is good advice on there. It says, take 2 and keep away from children.
Joke. My daughter wrote that joke.
Your daughter wrote that joke?
Yeah, she was about 7, huh, sis? And she wrote that joke because she thought that's what it meant on the aspirin bottle. So I kept that.
You should have seen her kids.
Writer.
You should have seen her kids when they had shake well before using on a box. That was a whole other visual. Who has questions back here for Roseanne?
Hi, Roseanne.
Hi.
I just think you're great. Can you tell us about the contest on Kiss 108 Radio to clean up your house?
Is that here?
Yeah, you don't know about it?
You know what? I was sitting, this is the real truth. Me and my sister was over there in, where was we? Tampa, Florida, and I turned on the radio and I hear about this deal.
Somebody's going to win.
What?
Clean up your house.
Clean up Roseanne's house?
Yeah, spring cleanup. Somebody's going to win it. Come
Well,
up
I
to
think it's
California.
great. I don't know who
Help
come
clean
up
up
with
your
that
house.
idea, but I think it's a great idea. But I was like, oh, gee, well, I just was afraid that, you know, I didn't want him to come look at my laundry basket or anything. But
So you
I
didn't
guess
even
it's a
know
good
about
idea.
the contest?
No. But I think it's a good idea.
You want to mention where all the
I mean,
credit
if
cards
whoever
are?
wins will, you know, they'll be able to come over and do it.
Okay. Let me just go over here.
I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
Is her house that bad that you need somebody to come help her clean it up?
Well, no, I mean, I got somebody comes in there twice a week now, but she comes in there Monday
It's a
and
health
Friday.
inspector, isn't it?
No, but, you know, I'm not home now, and so, you know, I have people do it. But, you know, you've got 3 kids and stuff. It's really bad. It sure does.
What
You
are
have children?
How old are they?
Well, this is the 2 months where they're going to change. Where they'll be 12, 11, and 9, and now they're 11, 10, and 8.
How do they deal with all this, apart from occasionally writing material for you? How do they feel about their mom being on TV and away from the home for a while?
Well, I used to think that they didn't care or that they weren't impressed, but then people come back and tell me these stories of things they say that I just can't believe.
Like what?
Well, my son was telling this lady was babysitting that when he grows up, he's going to be, you know, my sweet kids that like, you know, when I guess when you're their mom, you never notice it, but he tells this babysitter, yeah, when I grow up, he says, I'm going to be an actor. He goes, you know, because I got an in. Roseanne Barr's my mom. So I guess they're pretty, I don't know.
First word he learned was nepotism, right? That's good. Who else over here? Go ahead.
I heard you tell Johnny Carson that you were Jewish.
Yeah.
And a thought struck me that it'd be very nice if you could do a series, a sort of an updated Molly Goldberg.
Oh, I've heard that before. You know, a lot of other people have said that to me.
I thought it was an original thought.
Well, you know how, no, I think that's a really great idea. I think that would be really fun. I'm working on, you know, they're talking to me now about a series, and,
Yeah.
you know, I'll just see.
Who's they?
Could you do the accent?
No, I can't do all that. My grandma sure could do that, though, I'll tell you.
Who's talking to you? One of the networks?
Yeah, all of them are talking
Oh,
to me.
really?
Yeah.
That's a nice position to be
Well,
in, isn't
except
it?
for I just said that I'd do it if it was good, you know, because I'm not going to be humiliated by being Alf or anything like that. It has to be good or I won't. But I mean, yeah, I'm talking about it, and if it was good enough and I felt like it was good TV, I would really like to do that.
I would think the most logical thing is to take your act and somehow mold it.
Yeah,
into
like Cosby does.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
Only
sort of
Cosby
see
in
my-
chaos, sort of.
I sort of see myself as a cross between like what Bill Cosby does on TV and my ultimate hero, Ralph Cramden. I see myself as that kind of like.
So you
and
could
then
go up
my
to your
husband
husband?
would be like Norton or something.
Zap pow to the moon to the guy
Yeah,
this time,
They
right?
were the best TV
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah. Was yours a television family?
Oh,
Were you?
yes. Oh, gosh, yeah. Sometimes I think of that movie Being There with Peter Sellers and go, gosh, this is your whole life because all you ever did. You know, a lot of us, most of us, I guess, of our age, we were just in front of the TV all the time. And it really does affect your you know, thinking and stuff. It doesn't just happen and then you forget about it. But I think it made us realize that the world is bigger and smaller than we thought.
I read that your whole family, during the Ed Sullivan Show, when the comics would
When
come
the
on.
comic was on, boy, we ran for that TV, didn't we? So my dad be laying, he's always laying there in front of the TV like this on the floor. And goes, comedian! And we'd run in there, and I remember being 3 or 4 years old and just going, I am going to do that. That's
Really?
what I'm going to do. I thought they were just the best.
Geraldine, was she like this at home? When growing up, was she always funny, or was the whole family funny?
Yeah, we're all pretty funny.
Yeah.
Real funny
You were funny
family.
growing up until we had to like clean our room or stuff like that, you'd start ordering me around. I've always wanted to get back and say that.
So you're younger?
I'm 6 years younger, but we were always pretty funny.
What's the worst thing she ever did to you?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, I know.
No, actually, Roseanne is a wonderful sister.
Oh, come
Now tell
on.
me about-
She's thinking of
Tell me
something.
about, you
Always.
can tell me about the turkey leg thing.
I can't?
Yeah, you can tell
Well, I
me.
was horrified of
Tom.
tongs and fish, and my father would fish, and he froze some fish, and he put it in the freezer, and you chased me around the house with it, and I ran in the bathroom, and I hid in the bathroom. There was a heating vent between the bathroom and my parents' bedroom, and I was in there getting warm, going, I'm safe, and I felt something tickling my ankles, and I looked down. Roseanne had put the stiff frozen fish through the vent. I remember I flipped out pretty bad that day. Just that kind of fun
Just
stuff.
that kind of sadistic, fun stuff.
Oh, no, you're going to be a comedian when you grow up. You're so funny. Get that fish away from me. Pretty bad.
Let's go to the phones again. Hi, you're on People Are Talking. Hello?
I gotta ask you, is that her true voice or not?
No, I had to go to school and study for 10 years to sound like this. I went to voice school. No, it's a joke. Yeah, I sound like this.
That's and you're darn happy about it, too, right?
I'm darn happy about it.
But you really do. I mean, right away, you have that voice.
You know what? It's so weird. I never thought I had a weird voice. I never thought. And no one never said that to me or nothing. And then when I was on the Tonight Show, the next day, everyone is going, what a weird voice I got. In my whole life, I never thought I sound weird like that, ever.
The whole office was trying to do you. Mimi did the best, one of our associate producers. She's not coming out. We're out going around very high.
I can't believe
I
it.
started sounding like Jack Nicholson. You got chicken, you got
Other
bread.
people
Yeah,
have said that
yeah.
to me, that it's like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, who else back here had, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you remind me of our regular next-door neighbor or friend up the street. I mean, you're just so natural. And I'd like to know
Oh, I thought you
where
were going
originally
in.
you're from.
Huh?
Where you come from
Oh.
originally?
Well, you know, you says that about the neighbor. A lot of people, you know, have come up and go, oh, they do have a neighbor that's exactly like me, or an aunt or something like that. So, but anyway, where I come from is Salt Lake City, Utah, which is a weird place to be Jewish, and that's why I was really into TV and comedy.
And do you ever get angry? And if you do, I mean, is your disposition completely the opposite from what you are as a comedian?
Well, I think as a comedian and learning to, well, you know, learning to, like, be a fan of humor and also learn how to use humor, I think you could say a lot of angry things in a way that doesn't hurt people.
Mm-hmm. Apart from the Honeymooners we talked about, who are some of the people or comics that you really admired and inspired you?
Oh, gosh, if I was to go through a list, it'd take 3 hours. Everyone that I ever saw that did comedy, you know, from Milton Berle to Lenny Bruce to just all of them. Richard Pryor, Moms Mabley, I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
Toady Fields, I liked. Phyllis Diller, I liked. You know, Joan Rivers, I liked. Just all of them. And then Leonard Barr, he was the one that I used. Remember him?
He was
that
Dean
real
Martin's
skinny guy.
uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used
yeah.
to watch him and go,
Yeah.
I know I'm related to him because they're the same name. And go, you know. But everyone, I just love comedy, period.
Let's get into a little Hollywood gossip here. Liking Joan Rivers as you do, is it? Have you been on her show?
No.
And is there a concern that if you do her show, Johnny's going to go say Roseanne who?
Well, here's the way I feel about that. The Tonight Show is where my whole thing went from being a hobby to being a career. It was the thing I dreamed of since I was 12 years old, and I accomplished my goal and my dream there. And now I'm not about to go do anything but that, no matter if I like her or not. But they want me to do it, and they try to, like, bribe me all the time, but I'm not going to do it
What do they
because
try to
I
bribe
love
you
the
with?
Tonight Show.
Let's get into the
I
bowels of
shouldn't
the
have
Joan
said that,
Rivers
huh?
show. What do they try to bribe you with? They what? They send
Pizzas to the house.
Well, they spare no expense,
Well, they
huh?
come and they call me all the time, and the guy goes, you know, this one woman, oh, this is the best. Because my friend Louis Anderson, he goes on there all the time, you know. And so I was over there with him, and sometimes I forget that, like, people know who I am. A lot of times I forget that. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just smoking, you know, and I'm sitting there in the dressing room waiting for Louis, and in comes this lady screaming through the door, and she goes, "You have got to be on this show!" And I was just like, what? But she goes, Joan Rivers is a woman, and you're a woman, and you need to support a woman. You're going to be on this show. I mean, they do like that. And so I had to tell Louis, I go, man, if I'm ever going over there with you again, You got to keep them people out of me. Because it freaks you out. I mean, you know, it freaks you out when people act that way to you.
All right,
Just go, get away.
I want to talk to you about the first Tonight Show appearance, which must have been...
Yeah, geez, I was about 40 damn pounds thinner than
All right,
too.
we'll talk about that right after
Okay.
this.
Come join us in the studio audience for People Are Talking, New England's #1 local talk show. It's free, and you could win a VCR. Give us a call at 787-7109 to make your reservation.